Hey everyone, it's Lauren. So I'm geeking out about today's video because there is a new launch from Chanel. It is number one de Chanel line, and their slogan is beauty ahead of time. Now, I hunted this line down because I wanted to see it in person. I went to multiple Ultas and called ahead and that sort of thing. Some of them were supposed to have it and they didn't, but I found one that did. So, what drew me to this line? Why am I so excited about it? So Chanel was one of the first big houses, like luxury brands, that I ever really purchased from. Like distinct moment in time, I remember what I bought, that kind of thing. Like it's very iconic in my brain. And so what's really special about this launch from Chanel is this is more of their like eco-friendly, eco-responsible launch. Like this is kind of a big deal. So the big star of this line is the red camellia plant, and they utilize red camellia extract. They have a laboratory in Gaujac, France, called the Open Sky Laboratory, where they have these camellia trees. If you've never seen a camellia tree, they are beautiful. They are these bright, rich green trees, and then when they bloom, they only bloom in the winter, and they have these big, luscious looking flowers. They're gorgeous. And so Chanel studied this flower a lot because of its capabilities of blooming in the winter and its longevity and the beauty of it. So they really started to study the plant and harness the extract to utilize in skincare and their new makeup launches, which we're going to talk about today. So they claim that number one de Chanel improves the quality of the skin. It diminishes the appearance of wrinkles by 25%, visibly refines the pores by 25%, increases elasticity by 25%, skin feels 81% more comfortable, and appears 54% more radiant. Now, a lot of this is done from a clinical study. They had a very small group of about 45 women, and one of those, I can't remember, I think it was the feeling of the skin. Skin feels 81% more comfortable. That was just self-assessment by the women who used these products. So we'll kind of jump back into the eco-responsible aspect of this, which is really why I was so excited, because I've loved Chanel for a long time, but I am so excited to see more brands jumping on being more eco-responsible, making more eco-friendly packaging, and being innovative. And so this is something that they have done. Their new components for this particular line include a very lightweight glass, so you have less plastic in this packaging. They utilize organic ink. There's a face cream that they launched in the skincare, and that has a refillable component, which cuts down on carbon emissions by a significant amount. I can't remember off the top of my head. The caps are up to 90% bio-based material, with 10% of that being camellia byproducts, essentially, which I think is very cool. And so all of this is to reduce the carbon footprint from this particular line. And the other thing to note about the products themselves is they are up to 97% naturally derived, with up to 76% of that being from the camellia extract, the red camellia extract. So very excited about this launch. And I picked up the number one de Chanel Revitalizing Foundation and number one de Chanel Cheek and Lip Tint. The reason that this is called the number one de Chanel line is because it targets the first signs of aging. So again, I also think that was a really great move for marketing and branding. And it also fits with their like Chanel number 5, which is iconic. So, all right. I did not pick up any of the skincare, but I did get a sample of the serum Revitalising Camellia Rouge. So this is like the highest potency of the red camellia extract that they use in one of their products. They gave me this little pouch in Ulta, and you have to like puncture a little tiny hole in it. And she said there's about 3 uses in here. So I don't have anything else on my skin right now. I did use this yesterday, and I really, really liked how it felt on my skin. I could definitely see myself purchasing some of their skincare from this line. So it's this really nice, thin, serum-y consistency. One thing to note, because I'm sure you are wondering, yes, it does have the very classic, heavily fragranced Chanel fragrance to it, which personally I can deal with. And I will say, as someone with sensitive skin, This does not irritate my skin. I'm a little red and flushed from touching my skin. You'll notice that's kind of a thing that just happens with me. But I have not had any irritation from the fragrance in these products at all. All right, there's that. Nothing else on my skin. I just really want to focus on these products today so you can see how they perform and what they do on my skin. So now we're going to use the foundation. I got the shade BD31, and this it's 1 ounce, it's $70. There are 20 shades. The one thing I will say is that I really feel like they could have spent more time expanding the shade range through the middle of this collection and then added in a few deeper shades as well. You see this with a lot of luxury houses where they really cater to people with more fair skin. Wish that they would have done a little more in the middle to really kind of expand mid-tone shades and some deeper shades. But anyway, so here's mine. Has this nice little cap, and I'm going to apply some to my fingers. I'll use just about a pump. It's a very thin, serum-y consistency. Okay, you can see it like sliding down my finger. I had this on all day yesterday. I went for a walk, and I kid you not, my skin kind of just kept looking better as the day went on. I have not had this for a long time, but let me tell you something. When I try something and I love it, I want to share it as fast as I can. I've found with products that I end up struggling with, that I have trouble with the application or whatever, I kind of tend to take more time figuring out, am I doing something wrong with the application or whatever? But when I find a product that I absolutely love from the first time I put it on, and that continues to wear better throughout the day, I am like, I want to share that with everybody because I want you to be able to get it before it sells out, because I have a feeling this will. So yeah, not a cheap product by any means. Like, let's say, like, you know, it is Chanel. Let's be real. It's not cheap, but this particular foundation is a bit of skincare with some coverage, and it gives you the most luminous glow without being greasy. And honestly, I've always kind of shied away from more luminous finishes until more recently. Now that I'm getting a little older and I have some fine lines and stuff, I notice a lot of foundations just don't sit well on my skin. They tend to get all cakey in my lines and stuff, and this foundation does not. It cuts my redness, which is really one of the big things that I deal with, and it just leaves my skin looking very like soft focus, a little airbrushed, like not perfect. Like I still have my fine lines and stuff that you can see, but the nice thing about this particular line is because of that red camellia, you are getting that skincare benefit. It is going to work to target those things and help soften and improve your complexion over time. So as you can see, this is like a sheer kind of buildable formula. It didn't completely cover up some little blemishes that I have, but it just lays so beautifully on the skin. In fact, let me just show you. I'm going to pop a picture up here. I went for a walk yesterday with this on, and I swear to you, it didn't separate, and it looked better as the day wore on. Honestly, I was just so surprised by how beautiful this foundation is. So obviously, I'm going to have to go and cover those little guys, but just look at my skin. Let me see if I can, yeah. You can still see my pores, but they're not like super obvious looking. It just kind of has this really soft, glowing effect on the skin. It's more than, I feel like, a tinted moisturizer in terms of coverage, but really, really just a beautiful product. Like, I love this stuff. I'm gonna go put on a little bit of concealer, and then we'll move into the cheek and lip tint, which I'm also very excited to tell you about. All right, so I've got my concealer on, and I very, very lightly set my face just under my eyes to set my concealer a little bit, and just through like the places where I get more oily, but I didn't want to kill the natural luminosity of this foundation. So now let's talk about the No. 1 de Chanel Cheek and Lip Tint. I have the shade Lively Rosewood, which I remember seeing this shade online when I was like creeping on it, trying to figure out what I wanted. Oh, it's so good. It's like that natural, beautiful, rosy flush that, you know, kind of comes through on my cheeks naturally if I've been like running or something, but this is like kind of how to mimic that all the time, which I'm all for. So this formula is really, I think, pretty great because it's really balmy and emollient, but not like sticky somehow. So this is $45. There are 6 shades of it. It's like 0.23 ounces. Just using my fingers to kind of tap it on. But look at that color. Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much. And you'll notice I'm just using the warmth from my fingers. I think you could use a brush with this just fine. I just think it almost enhances that kind of dewy quality if you use your fingers. That warmth just kind of helps it melt into the skin, and it's just so lovely. And the nice thing, because of a product like this, I don't feel like you need a highlighter. It really kind of has that natural radiance, which is so pretty. Do some over here. Ooh, went a little heavy-handed on that side. We might have to, might have to match it up a little better on the other side. But you can see this blends out really easily. And so the thing that really has impressed me about this product is that a lot of times lip and cheek tints are really geared more towards your cheek or your lip, and they don't always work great on both. Sometimes it'll be too dewy and balmy for your cheeks, or it'll be too dry on your lips. And this really just kind of hits right in the middle. It's really perfect for both. So I'm going to show you 2 different methods on the lips. Put a little bit on my fingers here. Pat it on. Very simple. But then I'm going to show you another application that I did yesterday that I was like, oh girl, that's good. I'm honestly really surprised by the longevity of the like color payoff of this product. Like I still had it on after going for a walk and cooking yesterday. I still had it on when I went to take it off at the end of the day. Honestly, like that's kind of unusual, I feel like, for this type of product. A lot of times they tend to just wear off. And the interesting thing is, like, these are not so overly pigmented that you, you know, make a big mess or mistake when you first put it on. Even if you just use a little bit, it has that kind of sheer quality, but it doesn't fade. Just pretty unique for this category of product. Stays put. All right. Feels so nice on the lips. It kind of eventually, as the hours wear on, it starts to look more like a satin lipstick, which I'm not mad about. Feels so nice though. So rich. I'm going to wipe this off and show you how I applied it yesterday that I was just like, so good. Okay, so here's how I really like putting on this product in particular, and I think it has the prettiest payoff. So get any type of like chocolatey mocha colored lip liner. This is the shade Khaki from Thrive. I'm just gonna line my lips. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. This is what you're gonna do. Use your finger to kind of work that color in and smudge it just a little bit into the center of your lip. Really pretty definition without being like heavy looking. And then you take a lip brush and you dip it into the pot, get your brush well coated. You'll notice I go over where that lip liner is to merge those colors a little bit better. really squish them. And I'm also going to do this. Make sure we don't have any heavy gloppiness in the corners of our lips. Make sure you don't have any that's going to get on your teeth, but look at that color. Oh, I just love it so much. So, yeah, my husband knows that I like had been hunting for this makeup, and yesterday when I got it, I like ran upstairs to do like a try on demo for my Instagram. And like later I came downstairs and he was like, so is that the new makeup that you like hunted furiously for? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, looks really good. Husband approved. He's so supportive of my ventures here on YouTube. But yeah, I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Like, I was so excited. I couldn't wait to do a video. Thanks so much for watching. If this was helpful, please give it a little thumbs up. If you like this type of content and you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit the follow button, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.